Welcome back to the channel, everyone. And this is Decoding with Cody. I have a very interesting decode for you guys today. I don't know how many of you know the show called Ozark that's airing on Netflix. It's in its final season, and it's starring Jason Bateman. And I ran across this article about the fourth and final season, the last 7 episodes of the show. And it blew me away. I just stumbled across these connections, and it's clearly a ritual to the Passover, the sacrificial lamb. Um, and so let me just show you the mind-blowing things I found here. It's clear to see that they coded this. So I first want to talk about the first 3 headlines on the top of the article. I'm not going to go to the article because it slows my computer, but I'm going to click this link. If you guys read this document, you guys can go to this article and read and watch the trailer if you want. Now, notice that the top headline is Wendy, I'm scared. Okay. And then it cuts off here, but it says blood and revenge. Okay. So those are the first 2 phrases, Wendy, I'm scared, and blood and revenge. Okay. The next one is I'm just sick of having blood on my hands, Wendy. And the thing is that the ritual sacrifice of the killing of the goat or the lamb would have gotten blood on your hands, wouldn't it? And so the fact that this is the quote that they put at the top of the headline, along with these other 2, I'm going to show you how they're all the same number, right? They're all coded specifically at the top of this headline as part of this ritual Passover sacrifice. So let me just click out of this, and I'm going to show you. All right, so notice that Wendy, I'm scared, okay, was the first headline, right? Notice that Wendy, I'm scared equals 143 and Passover lamb equals 143, okay? Notice that the next thing that it says is it says blood and revenge. If you look at the article, you'll see it. It says blood and revenge. It's also a 143, okay? And this is where it gets crazy, guys, because the next line that they use is the I'm just sick of having blood on my hands, Wendy. And you'll notice that in Chaldean, which is the cipher you want to use if you got bigger sentences, okay, you're going to get 143. Guys, not a coincidence. Anyone who tries to say this is a coincidence is clearly not thinking correctly, because and I'm just going to tell you more because, okay, first of all, let me tell you about Jason Bateman, okay? Notice I wrote here, the phrase is a clear tie to having blood on your hands after you kill the sacrificial lamb or goat, okay? Also remember that Tom Brady, okay, the quarterback, unretired after he retired, and then he unretired 40 days later. Now, what happened to Jesus? He was 40 days and 40 nights, okay? Tom Brady comes back out of retirement 40 days after he retires, and he does this on 3/13, which is 143 days before his upcoming birthday. Tom Brady is known as the greatest of all time, which is an acronym for the GOAT. Okay, again, part of the sacrifice can either be a goat or a lamb. Also notice that Jason Bateman, okay, the actor, is born in the sign of Capricorn, which is the sea goat. Again, another goat sacrifice. He was also born on the 14th of January, and if you guys read, you can look it up. The Passover is said to be on the 14th of the Nisan, okay? And he was born on the 14th, okay? Now notice that Jason Bateman and Paschal Lamb, which is another word for the sacrificial lamb, and Passover, okay, are all 34. Notice they also have almost a match in the reverse cipher, okay? And not a coincidence, guys. After what I just showed you, how could anyone say that this is even close to a coincidence? Even considering the fact that he says, I've got blood on my hands, right? Which is a direct tie to the killing of someone or something, specifically a lamb, right, or goat. Now, I copied this off Wikipedia so you guys can understand. The sacrificial animal, which was either a lamb or a goat, had to be a male 1-year-old and without blemish. Each family or society offered one animal together, which did not require the laying on of hands, although it was obligatory to determine who were to take part in the sacrifice that the killing might take place with proper intentions. Okay? The animal was slain on the eve of the Passover. Remember, the 14th of Nisan. Remember, Jason Bateman, born on the 14th day of the year, January 14th. Okay. Now, just keep going down here. Keeps getting more interesting, right? So Jason Bateman was born in Rye, New York, kind of like rye bread, right? It's going to get interesting once I explain more. Rye, New York, which just happens to have the 111, just like New York is 111, okay? And New York is 111 in the standard cipher, just like the 14th of Nisan. Remember, he's born on the 14th. The 14th of Nisan is when you're supposed to sacrifice the lamb, and it happens to be an opposite match. This is in the reverse. This is in the reverse cipher. This is in the forward cipher, okay? And they're direct matches, 111 and 48, okay? And there's a lot of 48s I didn't even put on here, guys. I'm just trying to keep it simple. But the 111 and 48 for Jason Bateman's born town he was born in, and the day that you're supposed to sacrifice the lamb. Okay. Not only that, but the show Bateman plays a character called Marty Bird, okay, which matches Bateman's hometown again down here, as you guys are going to see. In the tradition, the Israelites were to eat lamb or goat with bitter herbs and matzo, which is an unleavened bread, which just so happens to also match Bateman's hometown, and it's also a bread, okay? Notice here, guys, that matzo is an unleavened bread, and rye is also a bread, and it just happens to match. So his hometown rye and matzo, the bread you're supposed to eat, are direct matches in two ciphers, okay? And when you're decoding the Bible, septenary is the best cipher in my mind, one of the best, because it's all about the sevens, and God is coded with the sevens. So you're going to see that these are clear, very tied together. Not only that, guys, but if you type in Rye, New York, it's a direct match with the character, the name of the character he plays in the show, Marty Bird. Okay. Notice that Ozark, the name of the show, is also a direct match in septenary with Rye, his hometown, and matzo, the bread you're supposed to eat. Okay. So again, it just keeps getting more crazy. Notice that the importance of the 39 here, okay? So reading this below, it says, according to Rashi on Numbers 9:1, only once during the 40 years of wandering in the wilderness, 1 year after the Exodus, was the sacrifice offered. For the next 39 years, there was no offering, according to Rashi, as God stipulated that it could only be offered after the children of Israel had entered into the land of Israel, okay? Notice that Jason Bateman is a 34, which I showed you above, a lot of 34s, but also a 39 Chaldean, matching Lamb of God, who has two 39s, and this Lamb of God is the sacrificial lamb. Could be Jesus, right? So, again, more ties to Jason Bateman, clearly, right? All right, now also, notice that the Passover sacrifice, which is what they called it in the beginning of Wikipedia, right? Or the Paschal Lamb, or the Passover Lamb. Those are the three names. Okay. And notice that the ritual was the first thing of this happening was in Exodus, where during the Moses story, when God he kills all the firstborn of the Egyptians, and but the Israelites put the mark on their doors, and it protects them, right? So notice that slay the firstborn, okay, is a direct match to the Passover sacrifice, right? And Jason Bateman is currently, this is just something I throw in there because I thought it was really interesting. Jason Bateman is currently 53 years old, and that's a direct match, to these other things too. So he's 53 years old, and he matches Passover sacrifice at 53 years old, and first of all, slay the firstborn is a direct match to the Passover sacrifice, which is essentially what this whole thing is about. Okay. Now, I'd also like to point out that Bateman was born on the day leaving 351 days in the year. Now, 351 is the 26 triangular number, and in Gematria, as I show here, God is 26, and this is all about God sacrificing to God, right? The article came out a span of 75 days after his birthday. Lamb of God, if I scroll down more here, Lamb of God is 75 and 39, okay? And notice that 75 days is also 105, or 10 weeks and 5 days, which could be written 105. And the Passover is listed this year on April 15th, which is the 105th day of the year. Okay. April 15th leaves 260 days, which again goes back to the 26 if you drop the 0 to God, which equals 26. Also, April 15th comes 39 weeks and 1 day before Jason Bateman's next birthday in 2023. And remember, 39 I listed above, these 39s, Jason Bateman, Lamb of God, 39. And just remember, down here, notice that Jason Bateman, 39, or Lamb of God, 39. So it comes, here's it is, guys. I mean, it's 39 weeks and 1 day after, till his next birthday. So the sacrifices, so the Passover, remember, they're supposed to take 39 years till the next Passover, and it just happens to be 39 weeks till his next birthday. Actually, I'd watch out if I was Jason Bateman. I don't know. Who knows? But it's just crazy, guys. I mean, I don't even know what to say about this. Fine, but I just wanted to get this quick video out. And this is one of my favorite decodes I've done because I wasn't even trying to do this decode, and then I just stumbled on it, and then an hour and a half later I have this decode. So I appreciate so much you guys watching my videos. Please let me know what you think of this. Anyone who has more knowledge about all this stuff, please let me know your insights, because I am relatively naive when it comes to a lot of this actual Jewish tradition. I'm not Jewish, but it's interesting to hear your comments if you guys can add anything. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I might have more decodes coming soon, but I really hope you enjoyed this one. I enjoyed finding these connections for sure. And I don't know what this is foreshadowing, but it seems like they're preparing for a sacrifice. But anyways, I hope you guys take care. I will see you in the next video.